Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's Friday in Trinidad and Tobago. Weekend is about to start. It's party as we say. But Trinidad and Tobago, with the hefty fines on ticket and drinking, I don't think you all will be partying that much. But nevertheless, we are Trinidadians, you know how it goes. So I just want to start with a little international news, viewers, before we go to our local news. The United States military today seized a fifth oil tanker in the Caribbean Sea, reportedly near Trinidad and Tobago, as the U.S. government further its blockade of Venezuelan crude export in the aftermath of its extraction of Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro last week. The vessel, Olena, was reportedly boarded by U.S. force earlier this morning near Trinidad, international media reported. According to the public shipping database, the vessel was reported falsely flying the flag of Timor-Leste. A U.S. Southern Command has since confirmed a seizure this morning launched from the USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier. So Trinidad and Tobago, the U.S. government has seized another oil tanker. Nevertheless, to local news now, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. An internal audit done at the North Central Regional Health Authority has revealed a lack of appropriate approval and payments for several millions of dollars to contractor over several years. Chairman of the NCRHA, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, revealed a number of major issues inherited from the previous board, including over $16 million recklessly spent on improperly award and inflated contracts. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
The era of squandermania is over. Inherited issues like janitorial contract. We were able to save at least 16 million approximately per year in janitorial contracts for one company and 2.4 million in another, 18 million. We saved over 3 million in ground maintenance. We saved $16 million in overtime. Overtime per year was about $90 million. Well orchestrated within various departments so that overtime could be paid on a willy-nilly basis without any accountability. Almost $90 million was paid in overtime. We brought that down to about 15 million, 16 million.
Dr. Gopi Singh said the North Central Regional Health Authority stands to save approximately $158 million through its initiatives. Within the last 5 months, the board has acted in the context of financial corruption. Gopi Singh.
June 2025, we commissioned internal reviews. We initiated forensic and compliance examinations. We examined contracts, payments, and approval trails. We engaged auditors and technical experts. And within the last 5 months, the board has acted decisively in the context of what we met in terms of the financial quagmire and corruption.
Gopi Singh noted that the healthcare is not a privilege but rather a public trust. He said this savings will be spent on equipping institutions and empowering staff, ensuring better healthcare delivery and other service within the North Central Regional Health Authority. Gopi Singh.
In the months ahead, we will continue forensic reviews, finalize audit findings, and regularize systems that were allowed to drift for far too long. The public will be updated in a structured and responsible manner, and we will have our public exercise in about 3 months' time. Where matters warrant escalation, they will be escalated. So our commitment is clear: transparency, accountability, delivery.
So recently, Trinidad and Tobago, we heard of $80 million in expired drugs under the PNM administration. So one would ask, how come in this age we could have up to $80 million in expired drugs? And whenever the citizens go to the hospital, you cannot get medication. Why? Now we understand why. $80 million in expired drugs. What I would like Mr. Tim Gopi Singh to do is, if he could give the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago a little more insight into that $80 million of drugs being expired. Let us know what type of drugs. Let us know who had the contract. Let us know how much contractors got to supply these drugs, and why the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago never got the correct drugs when they went to the hospital. That is what I would like to know. So switching gears a bit, the Vice Chair of the Joint Select Committee looking into the efficiency of the traffic management system in Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. David Lee, has sought answers on why stop and check exercise are often conducted during peak hours, particularly at the start of the school term. In response, Trinidad and Tobago, the Commissioner of Transport, Clive Clark, said that his department is mindful of the inconvenience that these stop and check exercise cause. So listen to this now.
Commissioner side, it is something we exercise due care and we try to avoid, basically. But we know sometimes it is necessary that we carry out checks in terms of validation, because we have seen a high number of persons who continue to drive on the nation's road with documents that are not properly, I want to say, it's not properly registered. By that I mean in the context, those documents are expired, there's no inspection and that sort of thing.
Mr. Clark did not directly justify the timing of the exercise, but said they are currently necessary. He added that he is aware of such operations are rare in other countries, especially on major roads, and expressed hope that the need for these initiatives could be reduced in the future. Clark.
That is more or less empowering us to move to a mechanism by where we can have a different approach to these exercises in terms of using technology, that of using detection systems to check whether the vehicle is inspected, to check whether the vehicle the vehicle is speeding and so on, as opposed to put manpower on the highway to block the nation's highway.
So we're going to Eli now. Transport Minister Eli Zukru has once again spoken in his defense of misinformation regarding late renewal fee for driver's permit. This as he questioned on why staff was not informed of the changes in fines at the licensing office. He was also pressed on why there were no proper sign showing the change in late renewal fee. Remember when I bashed the minister for this? They came like a cat in the night, or like a thief in the night, Christmas morning, and just drop it on you. And that was it. That was it. That is what caused me to have my show for the last few days in the manner in which it went on. Now Eli is asking why license office staff wasn't informed. You move like a cat in the night. You move like a thief breaking it into a house. And you just surprise everybody. You just surprise everybody. Imagine that, eh? Now, ask, if he was making it up as he go along, Zuckerberg stated that there is misinformation in the public domain. Listen to this. Oh.
There's a lot of misinformation in the public domain over the last 2 weeks. There are certain persons on social media and the opposition pushing a narrative. In one example, the mainstream media is also getting some of the information from some of these unverified sources, which to me is also very concerning. When I spoke yesterday regarding Section 61A, that was specific to the late renewal fines. That was in the finance bill which was debated in both houses of Parliament on December 5th and December 9th. Regarding increase in fines, that was done by order, which I signed on December 22nd, which went into effect on January 1. As I indicated, the government had to act decisively, immediately, to address what was going on, the lawlessness on our nation's roads. Regarding the staff indicating.
Now, Eli, I want you to understand something. This is your ministry. Your ministry. You are responsible for it, not Tim Gopi Singh. Your ministry. You understand? And you need a proper staff working with you, not a staff that would come first week in January 2026 and don't know what is going on. In my terms, I would say there's a lack of communication, lack of cooperation presently in the ministry. You know why? The population didn't know. The officers, the staff in license office did not know. So when you hear you talk about you had to act decisively with the lawlessness, let me tell you something. Plan better and then execute. Plan better and then execute. Don't go along and then scramble. It don't work like that. It's showing the incompetence of the ministry. And Trinidad and Tobago have seen that from December to January. So you cannot blame nobody else, Mr. Eli, but yourself. Your job was to make sure everything was in place, the country was aware, the citizens know exactly what's going on, the citizens would have known the fees, the citizens would have known tickets increase. But you know what? There was nothing. There was nothing. All you come like a thief in the night, and I will say it again. All you come like a thief in the night and expected Trinidad and Tobago to know it. That is how all you move. So Mr. Eli, don't blame nobody else but yourself. This is your ministry. I expect you to take full responsibility for what took place in Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody else. The ministry did not run smooth. Yes, I understand you spoke about it in Parliament on the 9th. You are looking to increase the fines of traffic or violations. That is all you said. It had nothing again. Eli, let me tell you something. It's 9 years we on the air, you know. Not 9 weeks. Or 9 days. It's 9 years I am intermediate. It's 9 years now. This program going live Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. Not 9 days or 9 weeks or 9 months. It's 9 years. My staff, would check, fact check again, and double check to make sure that when I stand here in front of the world on a live program, what I am telling the public is the truth. We don't grab and go. What you feel is a pie bar doubles man stand you buying? Grab and go? No, it don't work so. It don't work so. I understand you may be fresh at the ministry. But at the end of the day, your portfolio is a minister. You're supposed to make sure that, hey, come January 1st, Trinidad and Tobago was aware of it. Not like a cat in the night, Christmas morning, when everybody's seen with their family, cooking, liming, seasoning chicken, barbecuing, making rice, making something, decorating the house or something. Imagine, people are to see, you find January, Christmas morning. When you go on the site now, absolutely nothing. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Good show, man, and good night to you and your staff. But Mr. Saeed, I want to find out something from you. I don't know where I'm asking, and I need your clarity because I know you is a man that have all the facts intact. Now, if my permit is expired today, and I go tomorrow, or the day after, what I'm trying to find out is, do I have to pay $500 to get back my permit and $650 to the late fee?
No,
is that what I'm telling us here?
I understand what you're saying. No, according to Eli, that is a late fee.
It's a late fee.
If your permit expire in February, you have, let me say the first week in February,
Yeah.
you have 30 days in January on which to renew it.
Right. So let me just say, for some reason, I did not do it like that. But I had gone 2 days later. The $650 apply
Yes.
as a late fee,
Yes.
and plus the $500 to get back the permit.
It all depends on the amount of days, weeks, or months that your permit has been expired.
So, okay, so this is what I'm trying to find out.
Yes.
So is it $500 to get back your permit and $650 added to that $500 for the late fee?
The late fee
Mr.
would be the
Okay,
$650.
Mr. Saeed, so here what I have to say. Mr. Minister, we want you to know that $650 for people on the ground floor is plenty money.
I
So
understand.
right about now, we need you to cut that $650 into something smaller.
I understand what you're saying.
That late fee of $650 have to cut. Saeed, we need that to cut. That late fee have to cut from $650. Why you raise it so much? Why you can take $300? Why you can take $200? Why you can take $350? Why you want the $650? You're penalizing the commuters of the country. And I want him to know that. And I want him to know that he have to discuss this further because that fee has to drop. Now, Mr. Saeed, I have no problem if you're driving without license and you get a $6,000 ticket because you're not supposed to drive without a license. If you're driving without insurance and you get a $8,000 ticket, you're not supposed to drive without insurance. Right? But you can't tell me you raised that fee by $650. What was the last fee? What is the rate that you add on to that fee? That fee need to cut. That was $650. You know why, Mr. Saeed? Because we still need to pay the $500 to obtain our permit.
Correct. I understand what you're saying.
$1,150. Come on, Mr. Minister. Come on. You and the Prime Minister of this country cannot do with that. We're not taking that. We need us to carry on that. And I am saying this in your show, Mr. Saeed, because I know how effective your show is. Somebody will take heed of this because that is the correct thing to do. We know at this point in time, we cannot afford to pay a late fee of $650, Mr. Saeed. Right? And thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, he asked if he was making it up as he go along, right? Now, but regarding staff not being aware of the increase in penalties, he said that was untrue. Well, hey, look problem here now. Mr. Eli. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
Regarding the staff indicating they did not know, the staff was well aware of these new fines. They were informed of it weeks ago. And I think I answered that when we spoke, I think last week or this week.
So who's lying here? Because I spoke to members, I spoke to license officers, I spoke to cashiers, and I spoke to motorists, right? And the cashiers, persons in the offices are saying, well, we only got a message yesterday evening, on our phones, That's one thing. And
that's
license officer says he's confused. So the USC minister is saying they are aware weeks now.
That's unfortunate that there are persons, even within, pushing a particular narrative for whatever reason. I don't want to speculate, but it's a narrative being pushed. And I would like to clear that now.
So Trinidad and Tobago, listen this. On the 1st of January, fines increase. Good? 1st of January, fines increase. On the 25th of December, Trinidad and Tobago started to know about it through social media by friends sharing and groups sharing, not on the ministry website. So how Mr. Eli now could say now staff was aware of it when Christmas, staff was aware of it weeks ago. That's what the man said. Weeks ago, but Christmas morning, that is when it appeared on Trinidad and Tobago social platform. Call her good night.
Good night, sir.
Go right ahead, you're live.
I was there.
In license office.
Wednesday, 31st of December, I was in license office, Princess Town.
Princess Town, okay, go. Tell us what went on.
Yeah, the first issue with that. On their site, they're giving you appointments for 1:30 to this 2 o'clock. I got up for 2:40.
Okay.
License office was closing at 12 o'clock.
Right.
Right? Okay, so that's that. I had to make an extra appointment to come Friday, which is the 2nd of January.
Okay.
When I went there Friday, a couple minutes before I reached, they started to tell the members of the public that they're not renewing expired driver's permit because they were updating fees, right? They were updating the fees.
So it was there the Wednesday?
I was there the Wednesday and I came back the Friday.
You went back the Friday, just so it says Wednesday you're there, Thursday passed, and Friday you went back.
Right? Yes. And they say that they're updating the fees. What is the fees? They have no idea.
So the officer or the clerk behind the counter telling you that they're updating their system and they don't know what the fees is like.
Yes. We have to make an next appointment and come back Monday. I asked, as the clerk is telling me that, I asked to speak to the senior person in charge there. A license officer came out, I can't remember the young lady's name, and she said to me that they are updating the system and the information that, all the information that they get is to stop renew expired driver's permit. So we were already there. They told them to stop renew expired driver's permit.
All right, so when you went Monday now, tell us what transpired Monday.
So when I went Monday, it still had some confusion because at some point, well, in Princess Town to be exact, they were charging the 600.
Okay.
Right, they were charging 600. No one knew, the public did not know the fees, right? Because it was not on the ministry page.
Correct.
It was not on, they didn't even have a memo of
nothing.
It stated, well, this is the new fees, nothing of the sort, right?
Not even a display at licensing in Princess Town.
Nothing. I'm not telling you this from what people tell me. I was there. Right?
I understand.
So, what I'm saying here do not match up to what the minister is saying. I don't know where he's getting his information, but it is wrong.
So it not corresponding nowhere on what the minister was saying.
Let me tell you something. The memorandum that was, the document that was signed by the Transport Commissioner stating that the new fees are 600 for, which is about 3 months or something of the sort.
Yes.
Right? From the first day, your license expire, it's $600 plus your 500. If you want 10 years, it's 1,000 plus your 600, right? So it's 11 or 17. 16, sorry. Right? Because it's 10 plus the 6. A document came out. That document came out after lunch on Monday.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now.
Because nowhere on the ministry page,
Had that document.
transport page, on social media, nowhere had that. Fortunately, I worked somewhere where I could get the document as soon as it was released. As soon as it was released, a couple of persons sent it to me. Right? Mind you, that document was dated January 2nd, which was the Friday that I was there.
So January 2nd is when the licensing minister signed off on it.
Right, it's stated, the stamp says January 2nd.
Director, could you put up the ministry where the fake news printed on the Good. So Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
Fake news. New permit renew fees effective January 1st, 2026. Now, when we mention this would have came out before the year finished, I believe. Or after the year finished in January. Because look at saying fake. New permit renewal fee effective January 1st, fake. So Trinidad and Tobago, somebody lying. Somebody lying somewhere. With regards, staff not being aware of the increase in penalties, he said that was untrue. Play back the Zucchero clip for me.
Regarding the staff indicating they did not know, the staff was well aware of these new fines. They were informed of it weeks ago. And I think I answered that when we spoke, I think last week or this week.
So who's lying here? Because I spoke to members, I spoke to license officers, I spoke to cashiers, and I spoke to motorists, right? And the cashiers persons in the offices are saying, well, we only got a message yesterday evening, on our phones, That's one thing. And
that's
license officer say he's confused. So you as the minister saying they are aware weeks now.
That's unfortunate that there are persons, even within, pushing a particular narrative for whatever reason. I don't want to speculate, but it's a narrative being pushed. And I would like to clear that now.
So, Mr. Minister, what narrative you think the public would push? We have callers calling into Real Talk saying that they were actually there and they didn't know. Now we have a reporter asking you who went actually and talked to cashiers and clerks and they didn't even know. Now, Mr. Minister, I don't want to say you're lying on television, but somebody just ain't telling Trinidad and Tobago the truth. And it's simple as that. Somebody ain't telling Trinidad and Tobago the truth. That's the new fees. Stamp, 2nd of January 2026. So somebody is not telling Trinidad and Tobago the truth. Imagine this. Look at the stamp. The stamp proves. That is proof right here. Call her good night. Hello?
Greetings and support from the citizens of this country for the great job you are doing, strengthening the citizen with all of these issues. They thought that it had nobody to defend them. Great job, Mr. Said. And I want, never in this country, you're hearing that from the citizens wherever you go, never in this country we had so much disrespect from politicians and high office holder in this country as what we are seeing today from this bunch of hooligans, the citizens calling them hooligans. And as you rightly last night on your program where you highlighted, why they didn't tell us that on the platform? And if you recall, while they were campaigning, we called them PNM number 2. call us to a program, call them PNM number 2. And we said, all right, we're going to give them a chance. But today, they are worse than PNM number 1. And this is what you're hearing on the ground. And as you rightly say, call an election and you will see what's happening. And one of the financiers, I went in a funeral and today I met him. He's a doctor. He said, call his name, but I wouldn't do it. And call his profession, but I wouldn't do it. He's a financier of the party. And we're talking. And when I tell him, I said, well, the Prime Minister said, the then opposition leader, that she's the mother of the nation and she goes, treat citizens because she has feeling as a mother. Hey, you wouldn't believe what mother he says she is. I can't say it. And I wouldn't. But the citizens smart and you're hearing it all over the country, the kind of mother she is. Because look what she did to this country. She is worse. We condemn Rowley and call him a notorious dictator. This lady is worse than a notorious dictator. When you go through the country and see how people suffering today in this country. And I know you see it, look, people waiting at license office in San Fernando since 11 o'clock. Yesterday, in the night. 11 o'clock they're waiting and they get through. Citizens of this country, where are the unions? The only person in this country standing up for the citizens, you, Mr. Saeed, you are a great soul, you know. You like the Mahatma and Nelson Mandela and these people, you know. You are telling you, and showers of praises to you from the citizens of this country. Where are the unions in this? The bio the union, where are the unions, where are the lawyer? Send them a pre-action protocol letter and let them stop this stupidness right now with immediate effect. Mr. Saeed, God bless you. Keep up the great work you are doing, man. We will fix this problem. We will survive it and fix it. God bless you and your staff, Mr. Saeed.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, in closing to this particular story, Zucker also stated that a mix-up in a late renewal fee was a human error and were entered incorrectly in the system. Imagine this, Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine this, eh? On the 25th, it was released on social media, not on an official website. The mention of it in Parliament, we didn't see the debate. We did not see the debate. We looked for it. On the 5th and the 9th, we looked for it. But just a mention that they're going to raise the fee, and that was it. That was it. I'm going to tell you something. We ought to be real stupid in Trinidad, you know. We ought to be blind in Trinidad, you know. For something to come out on social media and we see a bulletin. Imagine, you don't want a bandit running in your house, you'll be surprised 1 o'clock in the morning, just so they say Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why the citizens are frustrated. That is why no proper media briefing, no proper social media, nothing. Thief in the night. That's what getting me. And the increase in the fines. You say you're going to lawless people. What lawless you talking about? A blown bulb is lawless. Come on, man. Eli, man. You're a big man as a big man. Now, I understand. You have to defend your post, you know. I understand that. If nobody ain't understand that, I understand that. But you see the 6 for 9, that all they want to come ahead and Trinidad and Tobago, no, it ain't working. It ain't working at all, at all, at all. Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed. Mr. Saeed, watch how this thing happened with this fee. How, now this thing concerns two parties.
Yes.
Transport officers.
Correct.
Ministry of Transport and John Public.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody had no consultation, nobody had no say on the behalf of John Public. Mr. Saeed, it wasn't for you in this country. I don't know what people would have done. Mr. Saeed did have nobody else in this country to stand up for the citizens' rights in this country. Mr. Saeed, where is our president? Where is our president of this country? Why these things happening and is not consulting us? Now hear this, Mr. Saeed. I have a message for the Mr. Homeland Security Minister. This, what happened here, is an act of bullying. He needs to investigate that situation and see who it is doing the bullying. Because a late fee is supposed to be a percentage of a fee. But this late fee is more than the fee itself. So So the percentage is higher than the normal fee. So this thing is bullying because no consultation and nobody to stand up for John Public. He needs to get to the Minister of Transport with that bullying and make him know that have to stop. This has to stop somehow. Nobody stand up for the citizens of this country, Mr. Said. Nobody. If it wasn't for your show, I am sorry for the citizens of this country. And the day your show come off that TV, Mr. Said, well, I don't know what God will do for we again. You thank you so much, Mr. Said, and I am saying that them have to take off that between now and Monday next week. Take that off. If you want me to pay a percentage of the normal fee, we will. But don't overcharge me because we have no increases since 2013 to now. We're working with the same salary.
Thank you, my friend.
Raising everything.
Thank you, my friend. So trying to make all the listeners next bacchanal now, listeners next bacchanal. Transport Minister Eli Zucker have stated that in the near future, we don't know how long from now, we ain't know how long from now. All I want to know why I'm hitting this so hard? I will tell all you why. You see, when you're here, you promise the citizens we are raising fine or fees. It's a different story. So when you come and tell them we're raising fees, you know. I want to let you understand that. And all already hit the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago at 6, 4, and 9. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, some are already regretting. I want to let you understand that. Now, in the near future, errand drivers will be able to seek grace for their vehicle defect, but said this would not apply and also would not be applied retroactively or offense done now. So when in the near future you all plan to do this, you're coupled with something foolish. You hit the entire population of Trinidad and Tobago at 6, 5, 9. All you taught 1.4 million people blind. That is what all you taught. You hit them at 6, 5, 9. Now you tell them in the near future could be a year from now. The near future could be next week. The near future could be 2 years from now. So what drivers doing from now until then? Eli, answer the public. What drivers doing from then to now? You have a call? Call a good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, this program I have here now is a bunch of crap.
I didn't hear what
Because
you just said.
listen to me, they were showing a video with the long line of vehicles by the licensing office. If these people did go and inspect their vehicle in time, that wouldn't happen.
Call out, tell you this, You see San Fernando?
Yes.
Because of the fact San Fernando is so small, they just always have line up.
I know that.
Always. Whether inspection close or inspection far, they always have lined up. Straight down to Skinner Park.
But I just go there early in the morning, like 5 o'clock, and I get through by before lunchtime.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You will tell me 3 o'clock in the morning you are the one line up by license office? No, that ain't making no sense. Year come, year go is the same nonsense. Now Trinidad and Tobago. He elaborated that Parliament will soon legislate the drivers to get 3 days or 7 days to fix their defect, which were listed as a fixed penalty notice warning system in a 9th schedule. Trinidad and Tobago, we still have to wait for this. We still have to wait for this in the near future. Zucker said that when the new law takes effect, an errand motorist charged by the police for a Schedule 9 offense would then get either 3 days or 7 days to fix their vehicle. And must then go to a police station to show evidence upon which their charge would be cancelled. So this is when this coming out. You're done here. Watch me that and say, you know why I get on like this? You want to know why? It's because we were taken for fools. If the minister would have exercised, no problem, you know. I had no problem with that. But we were taken for fools. That is what we were taken for. He explained that a new system, but said it was subjected to a change. Try and Tobago, listen to this.
I would now like to just take a moment to discuss the operations on how this is going to work, and this is subject to change and discussion. If you're stopped by a constable, a TTPS officer, license officer, or a traffic warden, and there's a defect on your vehicle, one of these 18 items I just mentioned, you will get a printed warning. You have 3 or 7 working days to fix the defect. Once it's fixed, you will go to any police station or license office in the country, present yourself on your vehicle. Once it's confirmed the defect has been fixed, you will get a written receipt that you will upload to our portal, and the police officers as well would submit that receipt, so a two-tier system, to a central unit, and the warning will be cancelled. If you do not present yourself, the warning automatically becomes a fixed penalty notice.
Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. This whole thing is a mess. This entire thing is a mess. I'm telling you that. It's not to die driving on the road. This whole scenario, the whole situation, it is a stinking mess. You catch you like a thief in the night. Now you're stating in the near future. We don't know when that could be. So I want to ask Eli something. I'm going to tell you something, trying to I could be real stupid when I'm ready, you know. I'm an accountant, speaking 7 different languages. So my education is very, very high. My intellect, trust me, is very, very high. And I telling all you, this whole scenario is a mess. And you know who got caught up with it? The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. But I understand, and I am fully aware that the minister has to make sure and cover his track. His track. Call her good night. Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead. It's okay, got to click one time. Now Trinidad and Tobago. However, he said, grace would not take effect until the law was passed, nor would it be retroactive to current offenders. So if they got 5,000 ticket now, you got to pay 5,000, you know. Listen to this.
But I'm talking about the fixed penalties, because someone could be stopped today and get a fixed penalty and want to pay it. And then in the coming weeks, they would have the warning and not have to pay it.
To put this in place, we have to go to Parliament. The amendments to the legislation first. Once that is done, this could be done by the minister. From time to time, the minister could change or amend the violations, change or amend the days to fix the defect, or the locations where somebody goes. Until then, there will be no grace period. So I'm speaking to the motoring public to please ensure that you have no defects on your vehicle during that period. Please.
As I say, Mr. Eli, only take 1.4 million people For blind people. That is what you take them for. That is what you take them for. For Duncy head, remember, Kid Rowley used to say the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. I want to say that's our next Kid Rowley, you know. But I ain't going to say that. I ain't going to tell her that. Call her good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, I believe that why don't we give the government some time to fix this country instead of jumping to conclusions?
Call her, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Your grandmother ever tell you that it's put the stable in front of the horse?
Yeah, but what I'm
No.
saying
I want you to understand, because I will break it down. Your grandmother ever say that it's put the stable in front of the horse or the horse in front of the stable?
I don't know about that, but all I get to is that 10 years.
No, thank you for calling. I understand what you're saying. But Trinidad and Tobago, when they're done catch we sleeping in the night, bring out their legislation, wet the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago unexpectedly with raise fine. You know what I want to do now? Now they want to go to Parliament, and now they want to say you give you a grace time, where you pack up your car home and you have money. They put the stable in front of the horse. That is what you did. When you're supposed to put the horse in front of the table, set your time frame. If so and so happen, the officer giving you 3 days, they're giving you 7 days, and then you could pay your fine. You know what you call that? You call that planning. You call it planning. You know the old people that put away money before they're dead? So when you're dead now, then you go put away money. As I tell Trinidad and Tobago, my knowledge, let me tell you something, as an accountant, as the president of RealTalk Credit Union, a financial institution, and I am the director of RealTalk Financing, we lending millions of dollars in loan. That is the difference, and I am on top my game with the two business. So when you're here and Minister hit only a 649, I can safely come here and tell the minister in the face, you take the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago for fools. For fools you take me for. I out here 9 years in media. You think I will come down and hit only a 649? No, that's not my job. My job is not to hit only a 649. My job is to educate you on what them doing. What did Kamala say? The PNM was oppressing us with new taxes and tickets fine too expensive, and when them come into power is no new fees. What I get? What all I get? That's why I asked them what night. I said, but wait now, let's swallow our own vomit. Or I eat our own vomit. Because what all I tell the citizens are not doing, that's the very same thing all I went and do. Call election next month and you go see what's going to happen. Set that date and call election next month. And I guarantee you, UNC going and lose. I could guarantee you that. The Commissioner of Police, I'm just using that phrase, the Commissioner of Police, whoever that is presently, there's always say, work with the police officers. But when you're working with the police officers and the police officers stabbing you, you'll continue working? Common sense. Common sense. Common sense. You see where you take us for fools? That is what have me like this. That is what have me like this. That is, as I said, Trinidad and Tobago. They put the stable and then they tie on the horse to the back of it. So who moving with the stable? Because the stable had to pull the horse. Who moving the stable? Who moving the stable? A blind man? I'll tell you something, If I wanted to be a minister in Trinidad and Tobago, I could have been a minister. I could have been a minister. But I want to come here from 7 to 8 and educate the citizens. That is what I want to do. Educate the citizens to know what to expect from what not to expect. In the coming weeks, we're going to start to deal with the road situation, corruption situation. But in the meantime, I want Tim Gopi Singh. You see the $80 million where drugs were expired? I want Gopi Singh. I understand you uncover some corruption. I understand that. But that is all government ministers come and go this do. They just reveal what the next ministry do. But we don't see no change. We don't see nobody getting charged. We don't see nobody going to court. When UNC was in power, 2010 to 2015, when they lost election, the PNM couldn't done talk. They couldn't done talk. They find this, they find that, they find the next, they find the other. What happening? 2026? No. 2025, the UNC come back in power. And we hearing what the PNM did. Anybody facing in the court? Anybody being charged? No. No. It's just where they find and who get corrupted and who make money and who didn't make money and who's supposed to do this and didn't finish. And there's a set of talk and taxpayers' money going down the line and Trinidad and Tobago getting more worse. More worse. Ron Sinanan, 9.5 years in power. Look at the roads in Trinidad and Tobago. Look at the roads. For example, what's the former minister for health name? Terence Dial. Could Terence Dial now come and tell Trinidad and Tobago, being the former minister of health, how we end up with $80 million in expired drugs? Could he come and tell Trinidad and Tobago that he cannot come because he was ashamed on himself again? He was ashamed on himself again. So Trinidad and Tobago, we ask ourselves, are we getting better? We start up the new year with a 6 for 9. What's the next 6 for 9? Kola, good night.
Yeah, Mr. Saeed, good night.
Go right
Mr.
ahead.
Saeed, with a government that is running this country with over a two-thirds majority, we have no opposition. Right? Mr. Saeed, hear what I'm saying. We want the Prime Minister and the Minister of Transport to renege on this increase. And we want the Prime Minister of this country to eliminate all the rest of people that's supposed to stand up for the people of this country and put a minister in place in the government of the people. A minister of the people. And I have a proposal for the Prime Minister. Madam Prime Minister, the only man that stand up for poor people in this country is Mr. Saeed. We want Mr. Saeed to be a minister in the government for standing up for the people, because he's the only one that gives us the truth on current affairs that take place in this country. No other government, neither you, neither the past or the opposition. We does not get. Look, right now in this show that we've seen on Mr. Saieed Ali, we have seen that you're all lying. That is not good for the public. You start up in your meeting when you was campaigning, no increase. So how we feeling now? We get lashed with all high increases, and you said that you were not going to do any increases when you come in power. I'm feeling so ashamed, Mr. Saeed. But you need to be made a minister of the people, because I feel that you can stand up in government and talk with the people of this country and have conversation with the people of this country and take to the government that does not care about us what is our take on whatever they think about going to do. We have to no longer sit down and let people just do what they want. We have to sit down and consult with one another. We the ones that working hard to develop this country, and we have no say. That has to stop, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Now, I'll tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. I have nothing against the minister. That is his job, that is his job. He has his job to do, I have my job to do. But the thing is, you see where the public is concerned? You see where the public is concerned? And the citizens have to face the wrath of it? That is a problem for me. That is a problem for me. Because taxpayers are paying tax for a better country. That is what we're doing. We're paying tax for a better country. Did we get a better country in the last 9 years? No, we wanted a change. A woman come out and said, her vote meant power is no new fine raising. I had to say a woman, you know. I had to say a woman. With all due respect, I had to say a woman. Because that same woman didn't even keep up to what she was saying. And then Zachary will come now and take educated people like Saieed for clowns. You want to take an educated person like Saieed for a clown? A man who in media 9 years now, who know how to do research, who know how to bring the truth to the people. You want to take me for a clown? Can't speak more than one English, but you want to take a man who's speaking seven English for a clown? No, I will put you in your place. I will put you in your place. Don't mama guide the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. The PNM did that. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago had enough of it. And only now to come now, 9 months after, to tell us, in your campaign trail, you didn't have all the info, but you had enough info to release it on social media to warn Trinidad and Tobago. You had enough info to increase prices on ticket fine. If I'm wrong, tell me, you know, Eli. If I'm wrong, tell me, I'm big enough, you know. If you call me on my program and say, Saieed, this is Eli, and you're wrong, I'm big enough to say, well, boss, you know, I'm wrong. All I had enough information to print it black and white and put it on social media, not the official ministry page, you know, on social media for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That amount of sense all you have. And hey, Trinidad and Tobago, you know, I'm watching my hand and me have a watch. Trinidad and Tobago, we have come to the end of our program for tonight. But nevertheless, viewers, those of you who know you have a defective vehicle, park at home and go to work. If you have to travel to go to work, travel to go to work and travel back home until you save money to fix your vehicle. Other than that, sell it. That's the best I could say. Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Until we meet again, viewers, be safe. We're going to see you in the next week. Good night.